Alright guys, Triptych here with another Fleet Ops audio commentary. Doing a 2 vs 2 for you guys today on 3.27. And our teams, I believe, are... Oh, did you change the map real quick? No, but it was called something different. Oh, I'll put the name of the map in the description of the video if I manage to post this. Oh, Exelon something. And it has a little bit of inspiration from Star Traffic, but it's actually quite different. So this is Shadow and Drayzon versus Starmaster Prodigy and Mcbain, I believe. Mcbain was saying it was his first time playing in 8 years. So we'll see how he does. But you know, honestly, we've hit the point where it used to be in terms of, oh, is this game alive or is this game dead? But the fact of the matter is this game's never gonna die. You know, Discord doesn't cost anything, and it doesn't cost people anything to sit in Discord for 2 years without ever playing. So honestly, you know, at this point, we only get games on weekends usually, but I mean, lately over the summer we've been getting plenty. So yeah, the game's still around, and there are still people playing it if you guys want to get interested. And I'm you know, working on Triptych's mod in my gradual. It's been like 5 years now that I've been working on it, but it's really just an occasional hobby. There we see, let's see, people loading textures. So strategically, Admiral Drayzon is Federation. We'll see his avatar in just a moment, going engineering and Antari's Yard. We actually had a game just now that disconnected, and in that one he went for a Warbird, or a Warp and Rush, so we'll see if that's what he's doing today. As you can see, the map has... This is actually very similar to Star Traffic. It's just, I guess, a bit bigger, and it has a little bit more, I guess... Well, this is an extra dilithium moon, as is this. And the center moons are further apart from each other. It just has more distance in it. Anyway, sorry, his ally Shadow has randomed into Dominion. He has chosen Pure Tech and going Technology Lab. Nothing out of the small yard. Not even a B8, so I'm expecting to see a super forward large yard out of him. That'll be interesting, especially as he's up against Shadow, or Starmaster, who is also Dominion, and a little bit slow in his construction yard. I guess he went very quickly for his mining. I wonder if we'll see... Okay, he is going for a B8 prototype. But he is also getting a tech lab, so that could be B8s into large yard, or it could just be trying to get the IS bomb pretty soon. Mcbain is a optimized Borg, and we see nodes level 1 coming out. We see more than the starting 4 miners, so he'll probably be planning to move out. Oh, that's interesting. This player in a top versus bottom has a bit of a rough position, because he can go like there, like that's a really risky place to have your die moon, your expansion. And then this one isn't safe either, so it's like this guy doesn't have a safe expand, whereas the corner players have a really safe expand. Now this is also kind of true of Star Traffic itself, but it seems more pronounced on this map, where the distances are longer. So I am wondering if we're going to see a Nodes 2 early out from Mcbain, since that's what he was doing last game. We see this is a Risner, which means quick chassis level 2. This is, I wonder if this is one of those super optimized Starfleet command rushes. Man, he's already got his expansion guy out there though. With that, we'll probably be seeing early Akuras. And at this point, I guess I just keep on going in a circle, huh? Because people are going to have updates by the time I get back around to them. There's a space refinery and another one. I'm really... Shadow has been enjoying playing very greedy lately, getting tons of moons as fast as he can. We'll see if he gets away with it. He still doesn't have a single combat ship, so he's got to build a large yard somewhere. And like these, with these nebulas, these positions can't reinforce themselves that well. I'd expect maybe a large yard up here, but if he does, that leaves this open for raiding. Starmaster Prodigy, though, scouting, these two scouting each other extensively, so they know that they both know that each other are not a threat. But I guess Starmaster gets a large yard here as his next move. No, he switched to mining. A rear large yard? Really nonchalant here. Yeah, and Shadow converts that. Does that mean... Are you gonna build a large yard? Yeah, he just received an order. That's why he turned, right? Right? Large yard right here. Up here, did we see nodes 2? I might have missed it. Shoot. Judging by the amount of money he does not have, I'm pretty sure Mcbain just went for nodes 2. He's got his half expansion mining up. Yeah, but nodes 2 takes a while. Yeah, but he has too little resources. There's no way he's here, and there's no way he's at 23 collective connections without nodes 2. So he's going for something bigger, bypassing the scout cube phase, which is an interesting one, because honestly, 2 or 3 scout cubes could do quite a lot of damage right now. I think Dominion constructor miners are not small size. I think they're medium, which means the scout cubes do a lot less to them. But the Federation ones can certainly die fast. Drayzon... Okay, there, but he didn't have any money to spare for an Akira. He was just holding on there, and he'll have miner down here. That's a Tri-First is kind of surprising to me because the Akiras take a ton of dilithium and almost no tritanium. And once this is done, he won't need Tri for a very long time. But Starfleet Command coming in with 1 minute remaining. Finally a large yard out of Shadow. And quite a lot of mining. He's gone up to 3 die, 2 Tri pretty quickly without a single combat ship. And yeah, Starmaster Prodigy didn't feel like going raiding with his first B8 prototype. It's kind of a slow ship. He's getting more though. Doesn't have the technology yet, I believe. And is someone over here going to build a large yard? Maybe I'm just getting impatient. Yeah, collective connections definitely growing on here. You know what I need? I need a timer. I wonder if it's possible to get an in-game timer and set that up in the next version of Triptychs mod. I would really like that. Just so I can compare like how fast things come out. Scout taking some flak and pulling this thing, which is not actually a bad idea. Now, the decisive decision. What is Shadow going for? I would almost consider V13s at this point. You've got so much expansion. The B5 option takes almost no regular resources, but tons of supply, which can honestly knock out your supply very quickly. But it's T15s. That's interesting. Not really anything short range coming out, but at least they will have good firepower and range. Well, T15s, they beat short range and they beat small. And none of your opponents are going to have that. Maybe he just wanted to get something out quickly. And there is the first Warpin. Coming to this Borg miner. These Borg miners, of course, equipped with a gross amount of hit points. Although that scout might die. Still no combat ships. And where? Okay, wow, okay. I stand completely corrected. So Mcbain had to spend a lot of money on those freighters, apparently. So he didn't have nodes 2 yet. And now he's getting nodes 2. You know, he's got all of these. This is some really expensive Borg mining. And I'll tell you, sometimes it might not even be worth it to retreat these guys. Like, they take so long to kill, it might not even be better to just have them mining this entire time. Like, the amount that they will mine for staying here might be more than you'd lose from losing the miner. So, like, retreating them might actually be a loss. But that is going to shut down his mining for quite a while. And now, if he was going for a sphere, he's about to have connections for a sphere. But, that's rough. He reached very, very hard, very early. And getting a sphere now is going to be very difficult because it's going to be like 1,500 dilithium. Oh, he just started. Oh, okay, he started the chassis, but yeah, it's going to take at least another 800 to build that. And in the meantime, Drayzon will just be chipping away. We see an Akira, so he does have, and another yard, or another mining station, so he is also going up to 3 die. I like that this map has more moons. I think in general, I mean, this happened with StarCraft 2, by the way. In the early days, there were a lot more smaller maps without as many moons on them. And then now that the game's like 10 years old, all of the maps have changed, and they're way bigger and they have way more moons on them. I think our Fleet Ops mods, I need to get back into making some maps so we can have some more big maps. Because a lot of our playstyle has been cramped by maps that don't have very many moons. And if I could go back and make a lot more big maps, because you can see they're taking almost all the moons. Emerald Drayzon has 3 die, 2 try, and nowhere to expand to, really. Like, there's nowhere else for him to go. Shadow also has 3 and 2. And other than this 1 try, there's nowhere for him to really go. Starmaster Prodigy has gotten his large yard and is going for the perimeter. Perimeter is not very expensive and very powerful, mostly because of their area of effect damage, but they also have very good single target damage. The main disadvantage of a perimeter is the build time. It's going to take another 3 minutes before that is complete. But I don't know if Shadow has the firepower to do it. And Shadow's own perimeter is also more than halfway done. So these guys, they are... yeah, and there's a second large yard like I was kind of wondering about. So Shadow has committed a huge amount of resources to his defenses. And between Shadow and Starmaster Prodigy, I don't think they can kill each other's perimeters, so they're going to go up. Sorry, I'll watch this a bit more. More firepower on the miners. Mcbain, I really don't think you need to worry about this all that much. It's way more important to dock these, to mine and dock. Well, I guess here's your valuable resources. So this warp-in, oh wow, Drayzon's going for it. If he gets this yard up, that's... Oh, yeah, he's going for the die. That's a big problem for Mcbain, seeing how he needed that mining to get his first sphere, for sure. Especially with how fast these warp-ins are coming, because many things in this game, assimilators and warp-ins, one of them is not dangerous. 2 of them is dangerous. And that's exactly what Drayzon's going to have in another minute, is 2 warp-ins. And 2 warp-ins, when nothing died from the first one, are very dangerous. Man, that takes a long time to unload. So there's an errata yard. You can see Drayzon running this warp-in strategy. He just has so much extra resources. He can just afford a 1200 dilithium yard there. I think he did just get a miner, but honestly, that's enough titanium to build a sphere. Although this one might need to dock. This is frustrating. But that is sphere amounts. That is enough to build a sphere. He's actually, yeah, he's going to go over here and mine, and that's not a bad idea. Because, you know, these things just have so many hit points that it takes forever to kill them. Okay, so moving quickly. Sphere is finally starting. We'll find out what that is in a minute. Based on the fact that it used all his tri but not all his die, I'm expecting Beam Sphere, possibly regen, but it's more focused on offense stuff, like maybe a torpedo module, not a holding beam module. Over here, a Roddy Yard is finished, which means this is a repair foothold. Yeah, so Admiral Drayzon, 1 more Akira. I don't know if he's going to build things out that Roddy Yard. Oh, okay. So he's just, because he's got these free warp-ins, he's just spending all of his money on technology. And of all the races, Federation have the highest technology cost of any of them, because they have to drop like over 2,000 in chassis research alone. So over here, we have Shadow has completed his, and he's saying, come at me, bro. You know, there's nothing to fear anymore. But I think the V8s win against the T15s. 28, 22, 23, 26. Yeah, just because they have the IS bomb that's so dangerous, and because some of the T15 firepower short range. However, there's a battleship. And now Shadow is going for some of his supply mining. Are you going to switch into battleships? Nope. It's not building. I guess it's, yeah. So he's hitting that curve. A lot of races experience the 500 starting supply curve differently. You know, Borg, it doesn't bother them for a very long time, and then they hit that wall hard and they're screwed. Federation, they tend to hit it they go a long time before they hit it because none of their ships cost anything, but then when their warp-ins start dying, they'll hit that limit, and then they don't mind being out of supply for a while. Dominion, they hit it the fastest, for sure. Dominion hit the end of their 500 starting supply super fast, and they usually have to buy. But as you can see, everybody has invested so much into mining, and there's B5, so that's going to be supply intensive. Everybody has spent so much on their mining that not much actual ships have been built, except for the Federation, who get free ships and are going for chassis level 3, so like Sovereigns and Defiance. So here's the sphere. The sphere you've all been waiting for. I see a triple regen beam sphere. Not bad. So it does split the shots, which is very unfortunate. It gives it a little boost in firepower. If in Triptych's mod I made the boost bigger because I feel like split firing is a very large disadvantage. And like a beam sphere, a 2-shot sphere can't kill any of these ships because it only does 31 damage per shot. And the ships can very easily escape. However, Drayzon doesn't feel like tangling with it, and the Excelsiors are vulnerable. Even though they take reduced damage from medium, they're slow, and the sphere cannot speed them. And as you may notice, because he got nodes level 2, because he spent that super expensive early investment, Mcbain has all the collective connections he could use, and he's already getting a second sphere. So that's going to help out very nicely. Here we have a nice little fight between Shadow and Starmaster Prodigy. There's a thermal burn-up. I'm pretty sure Prodigy wins this. I don't know if he gets kills. We'll see. If this T-15 dies going into the yard, this becomes a very different fight for Shadow. Oh, they changed target after dropping the bomb. Well, he probably wouldn't have gotten it, but this one is engine disabled, so it will die. And Prodigy has enough IS bombs that he can keep on disabling engines, so he can kill all these T-15s, and his prototype gets out. So I don't think Shadow loses it. I don't think Starmaster Prodigy loses anything in this fight. And I'm pretty sure he's going to kill all the T-15s. The danger of that B8 battle. Okay, he is going for it. He notices the guy building the perimeter. He feels safe enough doing it. Yeah, Shadow's going to lose out pretty bad here. Better cancel that, get your resources back. Okay, he does cancel, loses the freighter. I'm expecting an IS bomb. Oh, might be too slow, but he might have the firepower to kill it anyway. Yeah, that's quite the turnaround. Okay, so Shadow is getting cleaned up over here. This is very bad for him, especially since he put all his supply mining. He built the turret out here in this nice hardened position, but then he didn't defend his soft underbelly. And now his soft underbelly is getting horribly cut up by Starmaster Prodigy. So that makes for an interesting one though, since Mcbain is losing to Admiral Drayzon up here. Drayzon building... Oh, he's Rizner, that's right. Okay, building phalanxes. That'll be a problem later. Starmaster Prodigy is going to kill a bunch of stuff here and get a bunch of ranks. Shadow's going to have the perimeter, and he's going to have V-13s and allied repair, so Drayzon can come and help him. And Mcbain does have his second beam sphere, and you know, the beam spheres, while they're really bad when there's only one of them, they do get better. Just don't get caught out. Ooh, that's tricky. Well, it's got a lot of repair juice. And the other sphere's coming. That's a tricky one. This Federation fleet might be able to kill this. Because you see, it's because when the beam sphere fires, its first shot goes on the target you chose, and its second shot goes on a random enemy. Which means its second shots are spread out over all the enemies, which means they never focus fire enough to kill it. So Drayzon being very cautious here because he knows that he's out-curving his enemy. Drayzon knows that since he's gotten these as well, like, the longer time goes on, the better this is for him, especially since he gets more free ships in 10 seconds. So Drayzon's not fighting it. He could kill it, though. Drayzon could kill that sphere. He'd lose some ships for it, but he could kill it if he wanted to. Oop, and one guy sent to repair and went in the bad direction. Okay, so Shadow is actually able to hold this off for a decent amount of time now, because this battleship is tough enough that it can keep on cycling through here, and I don't know if Starmaster can get it with an IS bomb. Still though, the B5 just has crazy shielding on it. So Shadow's losing this fight, but he can lose slowly. He can lose very slowly. And now the Federation fleet. So let's see. So now now a lot's going to start happening at once. We do have a torpedo turret. That was a lot of money, but as you can see, Admiral Drayzon is fine for money. Honestly, with the way his income has been curving, yeah, I was about to say, he could go to 2 or even 3 errata yards because these phalanxes build so slowly. Like, the actual amount of build capacity being used up is not very much. So this turret actually does extra damage to medium range. So it actually does extra damage to spheres. This will be an interesting fight. But Drayzon coming down, and combined with Shadow's forces, Starmaster Prodigy is going to be in trouble. Ooh, focus fire on the prototype. That might die. I don't know. Oh, engines go out. Okay, so Prodigy loses his prototype. I don't know if he needed any more B8s at this point. He does get a couple IS bombs, and then he's going to run. He's going to run. Yeah, there's an ambassador. So I think the prototype might be the only kill that Shadow gets. And he lost a lot of miners. So Starmaster Prodigy definitely did a lot for his position. And of course the perimeter's there. So that's an interesting one. It's a save in that Shadow didn't lose as much as he could have lost. I don't know why he's building T-15s. There's nothing short range. These are pure tech fighter or B5, so they're not even short range, they're medium range. Here we see the Phalanx. Phalanx not going to die to beam spheres. Like I remember, because it doesn't do like 70 damage to a single target, it only does 31 damage to a single target. So the spheres, they can't kill that at all, and they can't kill the torpedo platform either. So they are going to have to retreat. However, Mcbain's mining has been really ripped up. He did finally get back out here, and he actually needs to dock this one early, just to get that income before the feds come back. Oh no, you needed to dock that one. When you're Borg, you sometimes need to use manual docking. It's actually a very important thing, because their miners fill up to 600 dilithium. You might get into a situation like this where it's orbiting with some, and you could have docked it early, and you really needed that to build something. So Mcbain, like, okay, because he's got, oh, they're, okay, diamond. Because he's got nodes level 2 so early, his economy is in a decent spot, just because Borg can do really well on one base if they have enough node levels. Although pretty soon he's going to hit that supply curve. But then his ally Starmaster might be able to give him supply. So like, Mcbain's not doing bad economically despite having such a bad moon disadvantage. Starmaster Prodigy really wants this, and I think he might get a kill or two, but he's not at the point where he can get out anymore, so he is going to lose B8s. And what was that he killed? T-15, okay. And he's killing an Excelsior. Drayzon loses his supply. Another one. Oh, and a battleship is going to die because the IS bombs. I don't know. The thing is, V-13 battleships are extremely cheap. They're so inexpensive. Oh, you're going to have to... That might be so close that it can get into the yard even if it is engine disabled. Nope. So the T-15s with their 22 defense are dying really badly. And like the V-13s do cost supply, but honestly it's mostly time. And I think Shadow's going to get knocked out again. Oh, sorry, up here. Sphere's fighting. Sphere dying. Still doing plenty of damage, but like I say, the beam spheres in 3.27 just don't do a lot. And now you're in range of the starbase, but they might still kill it because of the phalanx. This is a tough one. Oh, if I were Drayzon, actually, I think I would have gone for that. I would have dived on that sphere and killed it off. But I mean, it will be a while till it's operational again. And the diamond didn't have enough to build at the time. So I honestly think Admiral Drayzon is retreating without anything dying on either side. Like, maybe something died, but I don't think so. Yeah, this one got back. So Mcbain did not kill a single Federation ship, and Drayzon did not kill the sphere. So nothing happened. And Mcbain got to keep mining here. But Drayzon's mining here, and he's finally getting his economy up, so it'll be phalanxes for days now. I hope he's still building oculars. Yep. Down in the bottom. This yard could go down. That's a huge investment. Shadow will need to cancel. Oh, the V13's gonna finish, but then it's gonna die. Okay, yep, he didn't want to finish. So that means he has a ton of money, and his supply is spent, which means it actually got spent over here. Oh man, Shadow's in a really rough spot because he's got the money now, but his rating has been his mining has been rated so badly, and now the buildings are falling. And each of these catcher cell synthesizers is 500 credits. They're not cheap. Yeah, he should have built his supply mining back here. And like this one perimeter basically makes Starmaster Prodigy unrateable. So yeah, Prodigy, he's switched out of the B8s. He's been getting some bugs. Maybe he figures now that he might lose the B8s eventually, he'll just get some bug RAM. Oh, and the bugs will tank a little bit of V13 power. Alright, so this perimeter here is now fully upgraded. It's got the spatial charges and the extra guns, and the extra defense. So it will be very difficult to take out. However, there's also all these fighter craft, and all the fighter craft will eat up the perimeter shots. So Starmaster Prodigy has hands down won this fight on his side of the map. Whereas I think Drayzon has won on his side of the map too, though. Like Mcbain has the spheres and he has the diamond out, and but he's hitting a supply lock. Where are the spheres? They're over here, aren't they? Oh! Sphere's coming in against the perimeter. Oh, he's here to help Starmaster Prodigy break this. That could actually be very dangerous for Shadow, because even if Drayzon does deal some damage over here, yeah, he can just pull back the Starbase. This is actually kind of clever on the right-hand team side. Yeah, and you can actually repair. Yeah, he needs to repair these, because as long as your energy is maxed, you're not recovering energy. So if you use up some of your energy, then you're recovering both energy and hit points at the same time. Oh, dude, no! He did not understand. That's a 92 damage shot. Perimeters do 92 damage per shot. Oh, Shadow is so tempted by that. He wants it so bad. But yeah, Prodigy coming in, and now there's fighter craft around here to tank all the shots. And the energy bomb disabling engines. Oh, wow. Oh, the masterful bait. And the sphere can stay near here. Oh, Shadow got baited so hard. He moved his V13s an inch closer, or maybe they even auto-targeted to go after that sphere. And in that moment, they got engine disabled, and they all drifted away from the yard, and now there's no recovery. So Shadow, this is going to get killed before Drayzon arrives, and then Drayzon doesn't have a repair yard. Drayzon does, however. Oh, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have a warp in. So... Oh, but the diamond got caught out. It was up here, wasn't it? Oh, that's 90 collective connections and 1,500 die. So while Drayzon is really holding his own well against Mcbain, oh, I don't know how this goes now, because I don't think this Fed fleet can beat this combined fleet. Like, the spheres are in danger, and the perimeter's still there. The perimeter was just shooting that whole time and using AT charges. Oh, I think the right side team have this though. I mean, the left side team can kill these Borg miners, and they need to. They need to lock Mcbain out of his mining right now. Oh, but that's docking, and that can dock. Oh, I'd have to rebuild the uplink. That can dock. Shadow getting some kills in here. Oh, that's weird. So yeah, it's going to take a while, but these V13 battleships, they do have 40, well, unranked, they have 44? I thought it was 41. Are you green Avatar? No? Are you green Avatar? No? Maybe they did have ranks and I just didn't notice. Yeah, 44-39. Okay, yeah, so they have 44 offense. So these, even though Shadow has lost so much of his other stuff, okay, he's actually rebuilding his large yard. I mean, he had all the money. He had tons of minerals. So with him doing that, these V13s are actually quite good at killing these Borg miners, whereas the Federation ships might not have been so much. Oh, what are these guys? I mean, like, a V13 does about as much as a Phalanx does, but costs half as much. Like, a Phalanx actually costs double what a V13 costs in dilithium and titanium. It's just that the V13 costs supplies and has the huge tech costs associated with it, and doesn't do AoE damage. So we see the spheres. Are we going to see... Yeah, he going supplies. And honestly, I wouldn't call it unfair to just have your Dominion player give you a bunch of supplies at that point. But he has the connections. Oh, he might be saving for a second diamond. That's probably what Starmaster Prodigy is telling him to do, is run diamonds at this point. Because they'll help against the phalanxes. Because the fact of the matter is, you hit a certain point where the Federation has critical mass, where they can kill the spheres super fast. And Drayzon definitely has that. So, like, even if you had 5 spheres, if they were to go into combat now, they would suffer horribly against the Federation, because the Feds would just be knocking them out before they even used up all their regeneration energy. However, now when the Dominion are here with their fighter craft along with the spheres, that's just so many hit points to chew through. These guys knocking this out. Yeah, the Feds need to come up here. So I think the right-hand team have this, because even though there's a warp in ready, I don't think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there was one up here too. Oh, maybe not. So yeah, you can't even get a full warp in. 3, 4. I guess you could get 2 ships out of a warp in, so it might still be worth it. So there's and I think you're about to hit your cap for phalanxes. Phalanx build time is really slow. Yeah, that's 1.5 minutes. It's over 2 minutes to build a phalanx. It's like 140 seconds, I think. So Mcbain moving out. That's a lot of resources. Are you going cube? Did Shadow tell you to go cube? Because that actually wouldn't be the worst thing right now. Like, no offense, Mcbain. Like, if you'd been playing humans for a long time, I'd say diamond, but diamonds are hard to control. And you're not far from a cube. I mean, you need 220 supply for a cube, but Shadow or Starmaster Prodigy could just give you that instantly. And then you need like 4 to 5 grand and like 2 to 3 grand. And yeah, you've lost that mining, but like you've got miners that had stuff in them. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, they really wrecked Mcbain's mining. But honestly, a cube might not be the worst thing to try. We'll see where they go though. Drayzon playing a bit too timidly around these spheres, I gotta say. And like in Triptych's mod, I made the beam spheres more powerful. For sure. But these beam spheres, as they are just not threatening. Even the Starbase, like Admiral Drayzon's fleet could dive on these spheres and just kill them very quickly. And if they did, then I mean, what they need is tracking on where this is. Okay, so Starmaster Prodigy is going to attack here, and then Shadow's going to tell Drayzon, and then Drayzon is either going to come down to defend, which I think he'd be too late, honestly, or Drayzon's going to go up and wipe out these 2 spheres. No building yet, still mining. I think Drayzon should probably go in here and wipe this out, and then honestly build his own base here. Even though that means that Shadow dies, because like this fight is not an easy one to take. Oh, popping sensors. He's about to go check it out. He just used sensors on his sensor nebula, you can see. I actually haven't seen... It seems like Starmaster hasn't built a lot for a little while. Or am I just not noticing? Oh, okay, never mind. I hadn't noticed how much of these are V13s now instead of B5s and B8s. Wants to do a little bit of scouting. There's the cube chassis. He had the connections. He's got the supply. He needs more tritanium. Starmaster might just give it to him. Oh, don't just... But the Feds are going. The Feds difficult decisions. Such difficult decisions. They could actually, if they knew about this, they could dive on the cube and kill it. Because I was thinking Star Master could protect the cube chassis, but he can't. Oh no! Oh no! I don't think Drayzon knows that's there. But he's thinking, oh, I want to go distract Star Master by attacking his soft underbelly. That's not what I was expecting. Maybe he's just really timid about the Borg starbase and he doesn't want to go for it. These these torpedoes are going to be horrible. Bonus damage to medium range. 76 damage plus 30%, so they're doing like 100 damage to the spheres. But the feds could. Oh, it's random. We don't know if they're going to see it or not. Yeah, focus fire on the perimeter. Sad. Very sad. There's nothing it can do. Its beam is firing at the fighter craft. And even though its AT charges will kill the fighters eventually, it'll be too late. And now there's just too much here. He's going on the base. Oh, no. Well, he might kill Shadow Starbase. That's a thing. We'll be watching to see if this upgrades. He's thinking about doing economy damage. I would be doing Starbase damage because that way you can get the damage on it before he upgrades it. There we go. No, you gotta focus it. Focus it down because if he upgrades it, it'll be... Okay. Now Star Master's not gonna upgrade it. Oh, he actually couldn't too well. Huh. So this is interesting. These can go down here and kill Shadow. These can finish off the base, but he's actually... Oh, no, but the Starbase! Oh, but the Starbase. Because that's how you prevent him from rebuilding all these things. Well, he's just going to fly on through. Maybe he wants the yards? I guess the yards are pretty valuable. Actually, what you wanted to do was kill the Starbase and then board the yard and have a repair yard in the middle of Star Master Prodigy's area. But... I hear boarding. Oh, the spheres went around back. That's... Yeah, and like, he's not controlling them badly, but like I said, Mcbain is learning, and I hope you do learn. Beam spheres. No. No, because you can't focus fire on any individual target. You can't kill a single target. Like, if there's only one enemy, it's like you're dealing half damage, basically. Bunch of fighter craft dying. Might get some Federation ranks. And let's see. These fleets are about the same speed as each other. You see, stuff just melts. It is going for the B8, the B5s first, though, and the B13s are the real threat. I see Dominion stuff dying. What Federation stuff is dying? He's focusing on Phalanx. That's kind of surprising. Star Master is deliberately focusing the Phalanx instead of going after the Oculus, which I guess I see an argument for either way. Oh yeah, the Oculus have their regeneration, so it might be better to focus the Phalanx. I wouldn't give movement orders, though. I think the Feds kind of have this fight. It's close, but I think the Federation come out ahead because they have the AoE damage of the Phalanx. But they want to focus fire on like these guys that are all together, because that way the Phalanxes will do AoE damage. Oh, maybe the Dominion do win this. No. It's really close. I think the Federation win this, but with casualties. The Federation need to call in a warp in, like, right to the middle of this fight. Get some more ships in here. Oh, and they're running. Yeah, now this is where it gets troublesome. Because Drayzon did lose at least 3 Phalanxes in that fight. Probably 4. He was probably maxed out on Phalanxes, and I think you max out at 8. Oh, but there's 1. Okay, so he lost... I'm pretty sure he lost 3 Phalanx there. And now... he doesn't have a lot of damage, but now Star Master Prodigy goes and repairs... Oh, no! You didn't kill the Starbase, and now he upgraded it. He upgraded it fully. He upgraded offense and defense, and now you don't have as good of a force to take it out. And now you're here, and, well, I guess you can't really chase it down. There's a veteran V13, by the way. For those of you wondering what the veteran V13 ability does, it makes it so that the excessive strike target, excessive strike ability, which normally fires at 3 targets, fires at 12 targets. Yeah, nice little effect. Excessive Strike deals direct hull damage, so it's one of those you want to use it when the enemy are like half of their fleet is within range and half of it isn't, since it's randomly targeting. And then all of your V-13s will fire it on the ones that are within range, and you're hoping to get kills from hull damage. You're hoping to kill off their hulls without having to do anything to their shields, because you know if they survive with 10% hull, then you didn't do anything special. You still have to kill their shields. By the way, okay, the cube's finally building. It took him a long time to get there. This might be like a tack cube, like an expensive one. And now the spheres flew all the way around. I guess they killed a couple miners. Didn't kill any turrets or anything. Was there? Oh, Drayzon needs to be careful. He does have some wounded ships here. Oh, he does have his reinforcements though, and he has Avalons. Avalons being pretty supply expensive. Maybe Shadow was thinking he could feed him? Although Shadow might have bought supply, it's hard to tell. No, Shadow hasn't been... No, I think he did. I think Shadow had to buy supply. Oof. Here's the trap! Here's the trap! What's that? And Star Master Prodigy feels like he can't recover from this. Which surprises me, because I kind of would have still given him the advantage. Not a big advantage, but I would have given it to him. I guess he lost a whole lot of miners, and he spent a lot on upgrading his starbase. But there's a cube! Well, I'm going to keep recording a little bit, just to see what's going on here, because I want to see the cube fight. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought you could have combined your stuff with the cube and done okay. Like, obviously the torpedo turrets would be a problem. But, like, the cube wouldn't have gotten... The cube would have had trouble because these ships can just fly away. But eventually the cube could have flown all the way down and killed people's starbases. Maybe it wasn't a very tactical cube or something, or there was like a assimilation cube and that was enough. Alright, well, in any case, this is Triptych signing off. I will post this just for you guys to see, but I won't call this one of the best games we've ever seen. It's just really good to have people playing again.